FXO EU versus Root. Game number 3.
Except he's yellow. Darn.
Right corner.
Darn.
One day
we'll know if love can move a mountain.
By the way, that reminds me.
If anyone knows that movie that well.
What was the thing you said?
One day we'll know if love can move a mountain.
Remember the Titans?
If you know it, I am following you on Twitter, so tweet me so I can follow you on Twitter.
Remember the Titans?
No.
They said something about mountains in that movie.
Yeah, they did, but that is not the correct
song.
movie. In fact, that I bet a lot of people are going to believe that it's that movie, so save yourself the tweet. But if you know that, please tweet me so I can follow you because I want to be your friend.
Well, bottom right corner is going to be Cats, and yeah, he's actually talking about Heart of Swarm. He has been playing a ton of Heart of the Swarm every time I turn into a stream, and I don't turn into it often, but whenever it's late night and I want to hear some singing and I'm down on the blues, I look up Cat stream.
Yeah,
and
man.
He's been playing Heart of the Swarm a lot.
I actually am very much in the same boat when it comes to watching Cats.
Yeah, he makes me laugh. He makes me giggle.
Yep.
He makes me excited. All those things all in once.
And you do still feel like you learned StarCraft to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I mean, not as much as if I watched like Idra or Sheth. I think they're very good if you're looking to learn Zerg. If you're looking for Protoss, Axelav is fantastic. Would you have a good Terran recommendation? Thorzane, perhaps?
The Agnes.
The Agnes.
I love the Agnes. He talks about everything, man. And at the top left corner, really quick before the game does get out of the way, I know we are a whirlwind, so nothing huge will happen. It is going to be Baby Knight. We're going to put Baby K up in the scoreboard.
Baby K.
Sounds like a bar.
Sounds like Special
candy
K.
Bar.
But
that works too.
What?
A candy bar
it's
cereal.
It's a candy bar version of Special K.
Yeah.
That's in its infancy. It's currently an entrepreneurial venture. A lot of people put in money to release the candy bar Baby K. See if it works out.
Be really good.
I think it'll make 6 figures this year.
Make
Should turn profitable.
Baby Knight Wolf, he started his wall. Interesting choice in that pylon there. That supply depot automatically makes a bit of a natural wall-off ramp for you, but looks like he's going to go ahead and do a full wall-off. It's going to cost him one more building, but hey, he'll get it done.
Oh my god, I'm loving this. His name is Root We Win. Like,
it's a Smurf.
So good.
It's cool because like he makes the viewers feel like they're winning.
Yep.
After he wins, it's like we win.
That's why I
we all
always
work together.
I mean, and I just laughed every time, man.
It's like, yeah, I helped you a lot. I stare at that screen hard.
Now he's been working on quitting smoking, so you don't even have to. Because I would. That was the one thing. Like you'd have the smoke break, and now I'm like, oh, but I want more Cat stream. But what?
Ooh,
awesome.
And Cat shenanigans has begun.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple of things with this macro hatch. First off, one, it allows him to follow up with a lot of larvae without going into queens, so that's really nice if he wants to get aggressive. And second, it kind of bridges the gap here between all these bases. His creep will automatically implode, and he'll take 1-2 creep tumors to actually move forward in terms of getting everything connected. But it will take less than, what, 4 to 5 to actually make it done.
Yeah,
so
that's actually a great point. You're saying the creep would implode, and it's within his base, you know, so that's very appropriate. It's not exploding out onto the map. It's not like, creep out here. He didn't put a patchery out here to help like make his creep highway. He like helped connect his bases. This is a good 4 creep tumor pathway right here. So that's 4 creep tumors that Cats is going to be able to expand in the opposite direction. And if you thought Jaedong getting into somebody's Gumiho's third at 10 minutes was crazy, wait do you see what Cats is going to do this game.
So I like this opening.
It's actually not
really
the
cool.
biggest spreader of creep, but
I'm trying to think how good it would be on maps. I feel like this is one of the few maps that you could actually get away with that. Because it's so darn big. And most of the time you want to have a macro hatch in your main in case you get dropped or force field dropped. And you get your main force fielded in. That way you have reinforcements that are happening in your main. But on this map, it's so darn big. You can have overlords all over the place. You most likely won't get dropped. So it just works out. So I was thinking, can I do that on Antigua?
See, I'm not an advocate of putting your hatcher in your main base. A lot of players do it for the exact reasons that you mentioned, actually, especially when it comes to harass. But, you know, if you have good overlord placement, you have good map awareness, you're not going to get harassed in your main without knowing that it's coming. And if that's the case, well, then why put it there when you can always put it in a location like this, or put it closer to your third base in case, you know, your third does get sniped. But hey, this location, just as good.
Well, let's look into Baby Knight. We've been talking a little bit on the Cat side here. Baby Knight like this is falling into 3 gateways, it looks like. We do have +1 attack on the way, and looks like this is going to be a 4-gate expand. Did he go down a robo at any point?
He's basically mining the same amount as if he had a drop to gas at 530. It's only a slight amount more. Not enough that we're going to be able to discern the differences that it would have in a build, but no, there is no Robo-Tim, so this is very interesting. It looks as if it's going to be some sort of a +1 4-gate pressure followed up into an expansion, because we do have a Twilight Council. It's possible he could go for a Blink Stalker follow-up here. The Twilight Council is a little bit late for that, but only a little. But I think more than likely we'll see an expand behind this pressure, and he wants to kill this third base, which would actually be real bad for Cats, because, well, you know, his closest. That's actually pretty nice. This hatchery isn't too far.
Well, Spinecrawler has been thrown down. Cats has spotted this, so he's starting to prepare for it. But one pylon is going to complete. He does have the Stalkers on the high ground. The 4 gateways did finish up. So now we have 4 Zealots warping in right away.
Yep.
And Cats from here is not having many units still here. He needs 12 more.
Yeah, this hatchery may very well die. Well, he's a lot of queens, and they got here super fast, though, because of the creep spread. That's going to be really nice for Root Cats. The queen is getting low. These 2 Zealots are going to fall. Another Zealot getting completely surrounded. In fact, it looks like he's going to hold this off thanks to having all those queens.
We win that engagement. What? The creep, yeah, you're right, the creep. He actually was able to delay his speed forever and a half because he had the creep spread automatically connecting to his 3rd. So look at that, they just all run straight into the 3rd. So he's able to defend this very easily. He also has potentially 4 queen that could be made at once. This is just a nice, cool, interesting, awesome play. Dark Shrine follow-up is on the way, though, for Baby Knight. You need to be a little bit careful when you do see that tech route on the way. And he has followed up into a Robo, but it looks like there's a little bit too much Lings here. He can't really foil on engages without getting a few more Zealots in the mix, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Cats is playing it super safe because, of course,
that speed. Yeah.
This is not going to be too good of an engagement, though, for Cats. He's going to lose a ton of Zerglings here. He may clean up the Zealots, but no, he actually, I don't think he killed a single one. He's going to have to fall back.
A bit advantageous with that engagement. He is following up with a lot of roaches here, so he wanted to kill off that pylon if possible and then follow up with a huge counterattack. But still really hard to go into. He was trying to scare Baby Knight of not warping in and just defending his natural, but it didn't work out.
+1, man.
Yeah,
+1 Zealots are very good.
Lings are here available for a flank, and the roaches are finally popping out, so he should be able to contain this army. Now running straight on in. He will try to get off these sentries with these Zerglings. The Zealots do charge forward, and now it looks like Cats will finally hold this off, but again, he held off. He lost a lot of Lings in that first engagement.
He is still losing lots of Lings, and now Dark Templar going into his 3rd, going to be moving into his natural, into his main. We can see 1, 2, 3 Overlords currently on the way. Cats will queue these up to stand over this mineral line, and the one in his main base, and he's going to be moving into an evolution chamber, it looks like, but the important thing is that he made these 3 Overlords, and he forgot to move that one to his natural. That actually could be really bad because he may believe that it's there and that unit's being dealt with, and there we go. The drone's being pulled away. He grabs the Overseer, and he will finally be able to clean this up.
After his D2s do finally die off, let's take a look at his drones here. He's created so many Lings, followed up into roaches. He hasn't been droning for a while, and he's also lost drones to these DTs. Can we go ahead and pull up the units tab now? Looks like he's putting them up.
Yep.
Let's see how far behind he is. 58 to 47. A 3rd base is on the way, so effectively Baby Knight's harassment has actually done a pretty good job. But remember, there are 4 bases here.
Yep. Definitely a lot of hatcheries available. So he's able to continue cranking out Lings, but the problem is his drone count is just very low at this point. Taking a look at his income, he's bringing in, okay, so a good ratio here of minerals to gas, but I would like actually to see Cats take a lot of drones off gas right now because he has so much. He's pulling 1,000 at this point, and yeah, he's going to be able to make infestors in a moment here or two, but, well, he needs to repair his economy, and he's still continuing to bring on 3 off each of these extractors, and, well, he's even got a couple extra on this one, so definitely a little bit of a tough spot right now for our Root Zerg.
Yeah, it appears that Baby Knight's tactics were a little bit off-throwing there for Cats. He, of course, threw those drones into too many chambers, unfortunately, and then also falling up into that. He hasn't expanded either. We're about 12 minutes and 30 seconds in. You want to have about a 4th and potentially even a 5th base on the way on this map around that time. And behind all this, Baby Knight's moved into the 3rd. He's transitioning into +3 attack already, starting to get Immortals out in the field because the opponent has Roaches and Infestors, so this will be quite nice against sniping them very quickly. But here comes the aggression from Cats at his 3rd. Let's go ahead and check that out up in the top left corner. He poked him for a second and lost a lot of Lings.
A couple of Lings do go down. He's going to be falling back, but Lings have just been... Lings dying has really been the theme of this game, I think, if we were, going to put a piece of music to it or make a poster. I would put a dead Zergling. Whoop. Dark Templar is now going to be slipping into the 3rd base. Will be caught by some Infestors with the fungal growth, but at the same time, Dark Templar in the natural expansion getting in some damage as well. Killing off 5, 6... 7. This Dark Templar is doing work right now, having throughout the course of this game racked up 15 kills. It will finally escape. But that was one of the DTs that actually Cats didn't get to deal with earlier on.
After this DT dies off, can we control our... I want to see how many drones have officially died, because these DTs have actually been quite annoying. 21 drones.
That DT accounting for more than half of them. As we would say, Dem, he's carrying.
His back is quite heavy. His cape will no longer fit because it hurts too much, the extra weight. Creep Timber is now moving across the middle of the map. Will, of course, help Cats to start seeing things when they start coming across the middle of the map. But again, he's just being taxed really heavily in terms of defending, so he hasn't been able to be offensive with his creep and offensive with his hatchery. He's finally here getting that 4th base in the bottom left corner established, and still moving up the drone count here, 73 to 72, so he has tied it up. Now it is a bit of a tech investment when you go DT, so you do allow your opponent some time to go ahead and build up those drone counts, but behind on this, Baby Knight's done a good job of macroing up. He's got a decent amount of gateways, and he's got an army now feeling strong enough to start maneuvering around the middle of the map.
I actually really want to see more gateways, a lot more gateways out of Baby K here in a second. Because, okay, here they are. So he's going to be dropping down another 3. Yeah, he's up to 73 workers at this point, 75 as he's moving out across the map. He's going to be able to need to reinforce this, but how is Cats going to deal with this push? You know, both players have been macroing so hard. Their armies are fairly small, but in this situation, Cats is not going to have the ability to reinforce this army like Baby K will. Right now, he has chain fungled these stalkers quite well. And has gotten a lot of damage done, but he lost every infestor at that expense.
Wow, if Cats actually had upgrades there, I feel like he would have crushed that army really quickly. He doesn't even have +1/1. His lings are currently at 0/0. Oh my god, he's going to kill off these immortals. Basically, all the damage there from Cats was initial roaches getting a couple of burst off, but the fungals were really perfect. He landed on groups of stalkers a lot, and that really just whittled down those units, and eventually they just straight up died off. A bit unfortunate that our Baby Knight didn't try to spread his units before he popped on in.
Very responsible of Baby K to be running around the map, checking the corners, making sure that there's no hidden bases out of Cats, which is, well, something honestly put you shouldn't be too surprised to see against our Root Zerg. But Cats, man, I feel his position right now is pretty difficult. He's teching towards Greater Spire, but he simply put doesn't have the economy. Like right now, you're often in a position where you're pulling 2k minerals or so as you're teching towards Broodlords, but Cats doesn't have that luxury, and so he can't make the Spinecrawler wall that he would ordinarily want to make in order to deal with this Broodlord timing push that we're seeing out of Baby Knight.
Well, the engagement's about to happen here. There we go. Lings moving forward right away. The stalkers do blink out. Can we look at the units tab real quick? I want to see how many infestors he has on the field. Only 1. He had about 8 or 9 actually before that engagement, so they all got sniped off, and that is painful as well. Had he retained his infestors, I'd be okay with his position, but yeah, you're right, man. I'm not liking where he's at. DT's now killing off these drones right away. Greater Spire, of course, finishing up will help him in terms of getting just hive tech on the field, but these DTs, man, just poking away at these drones and killing them off very quickly.
Doing such an incredible amount of damage, 32 workers right now, and he's only made 5 or 6 DTs throughout the course of this game, so they're averaging 6 kills, 5 kills apiece. They're doing work.
Baby Knight, 4 bases doing work as well. Going to bring in a ton of stalkers right away, moving forward immediately across the middle of the map. He knows he needs to hit before A, too many Broodlords on the field, and infestors start being sprinkled in once again whenever Cats does get some gas. And there are those Broodlords. 6 of them just finished up. 2 more are on their way. 2 upgrades have been queued up as well, and +1 air attack. So we will have Corruptors be able to deal with these Colossi that are on the ground. So this timing actually for Baby Knight is really, really strong.
But a Ling run by at the top right now, Tim. He's getting in a little bit of damage, killing off some probes. Not able to get the Nexus though. Some sentries land some very clutch force fields. Zealot's going to chase that away, but Baby Knight's going to use this as his opportunity to strike. Broodlords are still hiding in the back, but here's the thing. The upgrades for these Broodlords, 0/0, only 1/1 on the Zerglings themselves versus the 3/1 upgrades that we currently have out of Baby Knight.
Here we go. He's moving ever so slightly against this wall over here. He wants to be careful because really the main composition here for Cats is just a ton of Lings and then of course the Broodlords. He doesn't want to get us surrounded on him, but it's kind of hard as well to be against the wall when you have Broodlords wailing down on you. Now he finally makes it to the 4th. Going to be attacking straight into it. DT sneaking in once again to that base as well. The Colossus are a little bit overextended here. You need to pull him back, Baby Knight, because Cats is actually getting a good engagement. Land a fungal, and it looks like that Colossus will be going down. The second one, maybe. No, he actually brings his Zealots up. Nice job of tanking that initial damage. Yeah, it definitely was. Zerglings are going to try to go for a flanking surround maneuver here. The Zealots are caught in the back. They're not in the front of the army, so the Lings, oh, but a beautiful blink is going to get the Stalkers into a safe position. That left the Zealots in front to deal with it, and Cats was forced to pull back. Meanwhile, these Dark Templar are continuing to ravage Cats' 3rd base, and suddenly, with an economy of only 54 drones and no base over here on the left, Cats is looking in an extremely dire position. Something to note, guys, is that actually that economy, it was 75 crows to 74 drones a little bit early on before the Broodlords popped out. So the harassment has killed off another 20 harvesters, and just Cats isn't responding correctly to him, unfortunately. He kind of can't. He's kind of taxed all over the place. He's lost a lot of investors. He's trying to tech up at the same time, and Baby Knight's just putting a lot of pressure on him, and it is really painful, as you can see. Yeah, I mean, he had 2 spine crawlers and a spore crawler, but
It's actually not enough to deal with 3 Dark Templar.
The upgrades.
Not with 3-1-1, yeah.
Stalker's moving forward once again, and he's doing a good job of clearing the creep, pulling back, attacking somewhere else, and when he comes back, that creep is gone, so it allows him to push up a little bit more as well. Baby Knight's being very methodical in the push here, and it looks like finally he may get a chance to kill off these Colossus, but the Stalker's pushing forward right away. A fungal has been landed, but there's no Lings to follow up the support. Look at these Lings, they're meager, and the Colossus in the back are going to kill him off right away. Another blink forward, and the Stalkers are just killing everything in the way, and it looks like Baby Knight just might have this game.
There it is, GG out of Cats.
We lose, guys.
Look at these Lings, they're meager.
Yeah, they were just dying. They're nothing at
They're
that point.
meagerlings. It could almost be one word.
Good play there by Baby Knight. The DTs did a really good job. DTs are kind of a weird unit. You either do a great job of multitasking with them and keeping your opponent from going too crazy in terms of defense, because if they do defend it well, then of course a counterattack is available. But Baby Knight did a great job of pulling the DTs at certain points and making sure they were doing damage all over the map at some point, somewhere where Cats wasn't paying attention to. And that allowed him to propel to that third base and just push into that massive army you saw. Yeah,
it really was just, I mean, that first +1 attack build out of Baby Knight was held quite well by Cats, I gotta say. He didn't lose too much. Then he kind of attacked those Zealots with all of those Lings, and the Zealots were in a really good choke. And Baby Knight had sentries that he could throw down force fields. He was like, why would I do that when I don't need to at all? And Cats lost a lot of units there, and then started losing the drones to the Dark Templar, and things just started falling apart for him. Tough game for Cats. Baby Knight's got to be feeling pretty good. He's taken 2 games for his team so far.
Well, Baby Knight will break in the series to 2-1 now, as 2 members have fallen, Leia and Cats. Who will be coming out next? It looks like it might just be Vibe.
So we're going to have ourselves another ZVP. It's going to be pretty exciting. Guys, don't go anywhere. We've got a quick break coming your way. We'll see you guys in 2 minutes. Head on over to twitter.com/IGNProLeague. Give us a follow.
Follow them.
We'll see you there.